We have about 2 minutes till air. We wanted to say a big shout out to our friends at the Newhouse School of Communications, Syracuse University, Randy Winter, who is a radio guy himself. And we just want to say that we're going to do the 5 minutes, top of the hour here. We have a 2-minute warning. You're going to hear sound in just a second. No, this light goes on here, and then I have to push this light because if it doesn't, it'll go out in the newsroom, and then it'll alert somebody that somebody's not in the studio. So you have to have that light go on, and then that's your heads up. Now, when you have 1 minute to air, this standby light will go on. And then when you're on the air, the on-air light goes on, signaling that you're on. This is your EVQ button. That plays the commercials. That's how we get paid. And so we like that button. We try not to screw that one up. What else can we tell you? We've pulled a lot of natural sound, this newscast. So we've got Alex Marquardt in Bethlehem. And we've got Huma Abedin before the House Select Committee on Benghazi. And we've got folks out on the West Coast. And then we've got Syracuse grad Aaron Katursky talking about Volkswagen. So you'll hear all of that in just a mere 2 minutes. And our newscast starts in 1 minute, so the standby light is about to go on. And there, that's telling us that we've got 1 minute to go, 1 minute to air. Now, if you work for, an all-news station, like our friend Steve Scott, WCBS, or folks all over the country, you're on the air the whole time. You just have people bringing you stuff. You're writing your own. You're doing it all. But we are on the top of the hour, and we have the very biggest stuff going on nationally and internationally for our 5 minutes. So we'll get ready. At 10 seconds till, you'll hear a tone, and then we'll go on and we'll do our newscast, and we'll just say a little something at the end, and we'll be done. So I'm going to turn the mic on, and you'll be able to hear us when the mic is off. I'll try and play the cuts for you. Here we go. Oh, there's the tone.
Syracuse says hi.
From ABC News, I'm Cheri Preston. Violence escalating in the Middle East. Lone wolf Palestinian stabbings and shootings are picking up. In Bethlehem, tear gas canisters were fired. That's what it sounded like. ABC's Alex Marquardt is there.
Of suicide bombings and gun attacks and that sort of thing, but this sort of very intimate and very regular series of stabbing attacks is something that really hasn't.
Secretary of State John Kerry heads to the Middle East next week. Hillary Clinton will testify next week. Today, one of her closest aides showed up for hearings on the Benghazi attacks. The sound of reporters surrounding Huma Abedin arriving for the closed-door session. I-5 on the West Coast is expected to reopen today, but not until this afternoon, after debris on the highway forced its closure. ABC's Aditi Roy is in Lake Hughes, California, nearby.
Mess out here. Just on one small road that we've been traveling on, within a 1 mile stretch, we found about 10 to 12 cars that were buried in mud. And it's parts of it's just almost like quicksand. You're sinking in it. So you can just imagine how scary it must have been for some of the drivers driving in it.
Regulators expect Volkswagen to issue a proposed fix to its emissions cheating software next week.
About 500,000 diesel cars in this country with software produced by Volkswagen that's a defeat device to circumvent emission standards for certain air pollutants. And next week, the Environmental Protection Agency expects to get its first look at how VW will fix it. This applies to the first 20% of affected vehicles. Volkswagen has said it would recall more than 8 million cars in Europe, but there can be no recall in this country until the EPA is satisfied.
ABC's Aaron Katursky. Christmas packages to grandma could cost more this year. UPS planning to raise rates by about 5%. The Dow's up 60 points. You're listening to ABC News.
To you.
Okay, now, that was the first segment.
Snores,
okay.
And the other can't sleep. It seems like there's no
preview our cuts for second half.
It was the shot seen around the world.
Jim Ryan. And some more sound from the first. Sorry, I have a commercial in my ear, so it's a little loud. But
thank you, Snore Stop. You saved my marriage.
Snore Stop.
Snore Stop. I think I need that. My husband tells me that I need Snore Stop because I snore a lot at night. Used to be he would snore at night.
It's time to
And
try
then,
Snore Stop and make
last
every
few
night
years
a
I've started
better night
snoring,
for
so
both of you.
it's not a good night.
Now I'm back in the bedroom,
Snore Stop.
so don't wait. Try Snore Stop, the #1
Okay,
selling
here we go, part
anti-snoring
2.
medicine in the U.S. Spray or tablets are available today at a store near you or online at snorestop.com. That's snorestop.com. Snore Stop, keeping you together.
The governing body over Texas high school athletics has handed down punishment for the intentional hit that 2 football players leveled at a referee.
The shots seen round the world. 2 high school football players laying out game official Robert Watts. They claim that assistant coach Mac Breed told them to do it after Watts uttered a racist comment. Watts says,
as far as the accusations of any racial slurs being made, that is not true.
Coach Breed testified that he only said that Watts should pay for his comments.
I know what I need to do. I know how I need to instruct kids to get where they need to go, and I'd love to keep doing that.
Breed and his 2 players have been suspended from all athletics for the rest of this year. Jim Ryan,
Only the 3rd woman to make it through Army Ranger School is graduating with her class at Fort Benning, Georgia today. 37-year-old Major Lisa Jaster from Houston, Texas, one of the military's newest Army Rangers. A federal appeals court says Google is not violating copyright laws by digitizing books for what it says will be the world's largest online library. This is a big shocker. A recent survey from cell phone maker HTC shows more than 3/4 of you lie on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to make it seem like you lead more exciting lives than you do. 6% say they've even posed with items that weren't theirs to make other people jealous. Nice. This is ABC News.
My name is Ron LeGrand.
Then we come back and we say our name. We have 1 or 2 little things at the very end, and we'll say that's it. This was fun. Josh Cohen behind the camera, at Josh Cohen, at ABC News Radio. You can follow us.
At Cheri Preston.
At Cheri Preston, with Cheri with the C. Here we go.
Tax-free and get 90.
Cheri Preston, ABC News. And the on-air light goes off, and then you're done. But here's the deal. Here's the deal to everyone who watched that or whatever. There's something about radio that is very, very intimate and one-on-one, which is why you can Periscope newscasts, and you can see the behind the scenes, and you can see what it is that we do on a daily basis, because we think that's really cool. But when you're in your car, or you're at home, or you're listening to music, or you're listening to a newscast, or to somebody talk, or whatever, there's just something special about just there being a voice. And that's what we dig about radio, and that's why it's been around since Marconi. And I guess that's it.
Questions?
Sure.
Do you have time?
Yeah, sure.
Is there anybody out there who has any questions?
I don't know how long it takes for questions to pop up, Josh, and if they say no, I guess we just sit here.
Dan Gura says you rock.
Well, Dan Gura, thank you very much, but it's not really a question, Dan, that's more of a comment. You can throw comments out. We'd like them to be nice comments, but if you think you didn't like something or have some, thoughts, critiques, please let us know.
Just Do It asks if you have a producer.
Do I have a producer? Well, no, I guess I'm the producer. There's lots of producers out there who work their butts off on other kinds of things. But as far as writing the newscast, picking the sound, deciding what we're going to put on, who's going to go where, I make that decision with the editors out there and the managers on the desk. And that's what most of the anchors here at ABC do.
Giovanni asks, where do the spots come from? Is there an engineer running those?
The spots come from our partners here at ABC News Radio at Skyview. They do a great job of selling for us our ABC News product. And there is no engineer playing them. I push a button and they come from somewhere. I mean, they're always there. So if somebody has sold them, somebody has, gotten the money for them, but there's no I push the button and they're there. That's all I can say.
Another question from Newhouse. Do you write all of the copy yourself?
Do you write all the copy yourself? Yes. Yes. There's lead-ins that we get on our ABC News Call product that a lot of the writers will do a great job of, the people who are in our Writers Guild, they will tell us what the cuts are, who is speaking, give us a little bit of background. They will help verbate the cuts and say what they are. But as far as the newscast go, we do most of the, the writing of what's going to go on air ourselves.
Have you accidentally stopped a clip?
Have I ever accidentally stopped a clip? Never. Oh, you make me laugh so hard. Yes, of course, I've done that. I mean, you know, you have these little buttons here, and your buttons misfire. You sometimes, you know, sometimes it happens, but we try to make it rare. Is that all? Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate it, and rock on, ABC News. Bye.